What's up, guys? This is the third week of Wave Wednesday. This is Lindsay coming at you live. Today I wanted to talk to you about something real quick and what we'll be titling Failing Forward in this whole time of quarantine. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I feel like there's been days I've had victories, and I feel like there's been days that I have had straight failures. And I know last week was one of those weeks for me that I was feeling super discouraged, feeling like I was failing on kind of every realm. I felt like I was failing as a wife, as a mom, as a believer of Jesus, and failing at keeping my house clean and just all of the things. But especially the one with the Lord, like, really was the one that irritated me the most. I felt like I was just frustrated with the state of my relationship with the Lord, and I had started a devotional last week, which has been really good. So, little plug. Lisa Bevere came out with this great devotional called Strong, and I started it last week, and I was just discouraged with my relationship with the Lord. Felt like, I know God, and I've been walking with God for a while, so there's that maturity of, like, I don't always have the warm fuzzies anymore with him all the time. But I was just frustrated by that. I was frustrated that I'm seeing his hand move in my life, but that I don't always feel that excitement of it. And so what I wanted to talk to you guys about is just the idea of failing forward. We're going to fail. It's going to happen. And if you're people like me that don't like to fail at things, you just have to get used to it at some point. We're going to fail. We're going to fall short, with the Lord, with people, with ourselves. And so when we do that, though, like, let's at least fail forward. And what that means is, like, let's not let our failures keep us and hold us in place. And so, it's kind of funny because even just a few of these devotionals that I was reading last week, I read one each day, and some of them were, like, titled Confident in Christ, Not Alone, Heard by God. And so it was just cool because it was addressing for me that, I'm not alone, that God does hear me, like, in the times that I pray, even if I don't feel it, he hears me. And so then it was even neat listening to Pastor Andrew preach our message this weekend for Easter, just talking about how we don't always feel like, God's presence and things like that. And so this is a shameless plug. If you have not watched this weekend's if you haven't watched this weekend's message from Easter, it was phenomenal. But he talks about the idea of how, the resurrection of God, verified, or the resurrection of Jesus kind of verified, and validated basically everything he's ever said and all of his promises. And so it gives that validity and kind of credibility to his word, is because, like, what he did thousands of years ago by dying on the cross and then being raised to life and is now risen, that brings validation to absolutely everything he says. And so that was such an encouragement to me, is where my feelings fail and I don't always feel God. He is risen and he is alive and well. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so it doesn't matter what my feelings say, because ultimately I know God's true and I know his word is true. So if you are out there and you feel like maybe you're failing quarantine, you're not spending enough time in your word, you're not doing the best in your schoolwork and keeping up and this and that, if you haven't had the best attitude with your family or friends, we all make mistakes. We all fall short, but man, God's good and he's faithful. And if he can get us out of that, then he can get us through anything. And so just want to encourage you guys, fail forward this quarantine. Don't let yourself get stuck in your shortcomings and your failures. But trust the Lord, and he's good, and he's going to continue to bring you from failure to victory as long as we continue to seek him. So I love you guys. Hope you're having a great week, and we'll see you later.